Max Verstappen goes off track, yellow flags are waved, and George Russell gets pole under yellows. Was he penalized? Should he be penalized? Let me explain what happened and where I stand on it. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It's me, It's Unknown, here with a video about F1. Now, I'm a huge F1 fan. I tune into the race weekends whenever I can. And when I saw this happen during qualifying this weekend, I immediately went digging through the telemetry data and the FIA regulations to figure out whether or not Russell's lap should actually count. If you're following along in Austria this weekend, then you'll know that the Ferraris were having an amazing qualifying session. Max Verstappen goes out for a qualifying lap at the end of the session, on pace to take pole position away from Charles Leclerc, when he spins out and goes off track at turn 9.
McLaren fall away. What can Mercedes do? He loses it, chasing pole. Max Verstappen into the gravel and heavily into the wall, chasing pole position. The yellow flag is out, and it's Ferrari 1 and 2, Mercedes 3 and 4.
And that will be that. Antonelli was flying, Russell was flying. There will be no response.
Getting it done immediately on the first run was crucial, because moments like that happen so often. George Russell goes to provisional pole. George Russell goes over the line, but the yellow flag was out.
From Russell's dash cam and the race control logs, you can see that only single yellow flags are being waved, which initially looks questionable. This isn't necessarily George's fault, but as per the FIA rulebook, when marshals are on or next to the track, so not behind the barriers, double yellow, not single yellow flags should be deployed. Now, if we take a closer look at Russell's dashcam, we can see that there are no marshals out assisting Verstappen just yet, justifying the decision to just wave single yellows. The difference between double yellows and single yellows is very important in this situation. Single waved yellow flag. Any driver passing through a waved yellow flag marshalling sector must reduce their speed and be prepared to change direction. In order for the stewards to be satisfied that any such driver has complied with these requirements, they are expected to have braked earlier and or discernibly reduced speed in the relevant marshalling sector. Double waved yellow flag. Any driver passing through a double waved yellow flag marshalling sector must reduce speed significantly and be prepared to change direction or stop. In order for the stewards to be satisfied that any such driver has complied with these requirements, it must be clear that the driver has not attempted to set a meaningful lap time on the relevant lap. Furthermore, during a sprint qualifying or qualifying session, any driver passing through a double waved yellow flag marshalling sector will have that lap time deleted. As Russell drove through this section under single yellow flags, his lap time was not required to be deleted, so he was entitled to keep going. Upon closer look at the telemetry data, we can see that George Russell lifted off the throttle about 100 meters earlier than his previous flying lap and lost only 0.08 seconds. Now you can see his telemetry compared to Kimi Antonelli, who completely aborted his lap upon passing turn 9. So that begs the question, is this lap valid? It depends. You see, the rules are very subjective. Who is to say for sure whether or not George Russell discernibly reduced speed? The core issue here is that the FIA does not clarify anywhere the definition of a discernible reduction in speed. So is it based on whether or not a steward can visually tell the difference? Or what the telemetry says? This is a major issue, because it can create a lot of double standard situations. F1 already uses strict minimum deltas during virtual safety car and safety car periods. A similar system under yellow flags could remove ambiguity entirely and ensure the safety of the drivers and stewards. So, as per the telemetry data, George Russell did lift sooner than where he would usually lift, and as per the telemetry data, he didn't even lose a tenth of a second. I am going to argue that 8/100ths of a second is not a discernible reduction in speed. If I could show you a video of two identical cars passing by the same corner, with one of them 0.08 seconds slower than the other, I'd confidently say that you would not be able to discern between which one is slower. So my take is that George Russell should be investigated, and if found that he did indeed not slow a discernible speed, be given a 5-place grid penalty as per the FIA guidelines. Of course, feel free to take a look for yourself and tell me what you think in the comments down below. Let me know if I should do more F1 content in the future, and as always, have a great day.